Well, hello people, welcome back to the Master Chief Collection. Here we are back in Halo 2, going to be showing you how to get Sacred Icon done on Legendary difficulty. So you want to go ahead, do your competitive scoring options if you want it done, and Legendary difficulty. The only skull we've got going on is the Grunt Birthday Party. None of these other ones are being put on. And we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. As always, I'm going to be showing you where the collectibles are. At the start of the level, that's going to be the toy doll, and no, it's going to be the skull, then it's going to be the toy doll, I believe. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so first things first, I did fuck up. I actually got it with the collectibles the right way round. First time we're going to actually be getting the toy doll first and then the skull. So the toy doll, you want to go here, boom, use grenade jump. Now I fuck up here as I forgot that you can only see the toy dolls in anniversary graphics, not the classic graphics. So I'm looking around here, but it's in one of these alcoves. I can't remember which one, but it's in one of each of these three. You'll see it in just a second. So I'm looking around here, acting like a bit of an idiot, actually not sort of seeing where it is. And then I remember in just a second, boom, there, that you actually need the anniversary graphics on, not the classic graphics. That's always we always got to keep that in mind. So you can't actually see the doll as such. So you just got to go into each and every alcove. But I'm pretty sure it's this one here. So it's the third one along, and boom, there we are. That's the achievement, the Will of the Prophets. So that's the Arbiter Toy doll in Sacred Icon. And now I'm going to be showing you where to get the skull. You're going to end up in this room here. You recognise it because where all the flood is, and I'll tell you when we actually do the proper guide. You want a camo, and then you want to jump, and jump again, and then jump up here. Just do a few box jumps, come around here, and the skull obviously can be collected when you're in the classic graphics. I'm just looking around for it here, and there we are. There is your Mythic skull. Boom, that's it. The terminal will be I'll be showing you how to get in the actual level, because it's pretty easy to get, but it's also kind of well hidden, so that's kind of cool. So without further ado, let's jump into actually getting this level done. So the level starts up. You're going to be armed with a plasma pistol, Covenant carbine, and you want to switch out either one of the weapons, it doesn't matter. And then you just want to start shooting these fusion stacks, I can't remember what they're called, and you're going to slide down here. Keep on sliding down, and eventually you're going to end up in this room just here. And you have to shoot another one of these things here. We've taken the dual plasma rifles as they're effective. They're really effective at taking down the plasma stacks, and also they're really plasma stacks. The data, I can't even. What are they? Are they fusion stacks? I can't remember what they're called. Someone comment. I really cannot remember what they're called. But also they're really good at taking down sentinels if you ever need to. So you just kind of dropping down here. So far you've already encountered one or two sentinels. Just jumping down here. There's another sentinel here. So all you're doing at this point is you're just running through the level, like we just did in our part-time guide, just trying to run through. Sentinels aren't much of a threat. They tend to focus on, if there's other Covenant around, they don't tend to focus on you, but I always like to take a few of them out for points, and also because of the lasers. If they do aggro onto you, then the shield's going to drop and they can kill you pretty easy. This is the room with the toy dolls in, so that will be where you went to the left. But here we're going to go to the right. Sentinel's going to spawn just there. I take him out, and I like to back up, facing this way, back up into this room, shoot this stack just here, and then I do another 180 just to check my 6, make sure nothing's behind it, and then fall down, go through this door just here. All on this level, it's fairly easy. There's a few difficult parts in it, and but a lot later on it kind of gets a little bit, it not so much gets tricky, a lot of things sort of start happening at once, and also the encounters with the flood, they're so random, it's kind of difficult to walk people through certain aspects of the mission, so it's all sort of, it might take you a few times to do it, purely because it's just so random, just because it's like RNG based and stuff like that. So here you're going to have the 4 stacks here, you want to shoot them all, and then chances are if you do it quick enough, you're going to have two Tartaruses talking in your ears. Basically one of them saying how to take on the Enforcer, the other one's going to be saying to you, you've only got one more stack left. Once that all the stacks are down, activate your camo, and you want to come up here, activate the console, and what that's going to do is that's going to blow every single that's going to blow up the Enforcer, sorry, and it's also going to blow up every single Sentinel, which is good. You want to pick up the Covenant carbine just here. For those of you who didn't notice that, you actually get 104 shots in it, so it's kind of a fuck up in the game, because normally you can only get a maximum of 72. And you're going to take this like gondola ride onto the other side. We're going to speed this up to 8 times speed. It's a really, really long ride. And then another Enforcer is going to turn up. Now what you want to do is you want to take out its legs with the carbine, and then you want to stick it with plasma grenades to take it out. Failing that, if you don't hit any of the plasma grenade, if you can't stick it, which it's fairly easy to stick it, then just start blasting away with it with your remaining plasma rifle. You can, if you are quick enough, you can take it out before the gondola even stops, and then I'll tell you what to do, which you'll see in a second anyway. But here I'm just trying to stick it like I am here, and it's like I said, it's kind of tricky, but it's also kind of not, if you know what I mean. It's so big, but all it requires is just 2 sticks. Boom, that's that. And then you want to come over here. You want to drop down or just jump down here, and then you want to jump. Make sure you land on that. Jump up. Activate your camo before you jump up, because you've got the blue. Sorry, not the blue. The gold sentinels there. Those guys will tear you to pieces. Those are the guys with the blue energy beams, not the red or orange, whatever. Shoot another fusion stack, and this is where we start to encounter the flood. You jump down here, and then boom. Obviously, we encountered the flood in the last sort of gondola room, but obviously we didn't actually fight any. So activate your camo just before you get to the door. Make sure you don't bump into anything. You want to shoot the stack here, and then you just want to, I like to do a 180, make sure I'm not being followed again. Drop down, and then immediately go this way. Now this point, it's, like I said, it might take you just a few times to do. There's one way where you can jump around the outside, but here I kind of developed this one just on the fly. I jumped up here. How this guy never saw me, I'll never know. Activated my camo very, very quickly, and then moved around extremely quickly behind this guy and just waited, and I just hoped I wasn't spotted. I wasn't, so that's a tactic you might want to try. Again, it is sort of RNG based, because you don't know the flood. They're so randomly spawned. So it's just the flood. They're a very difficult enemy to fight, but they can also be very easy in a sense. Now, what you want to do is you want to run. If you do want to maybe turn around and start shooting a few of them, you can do, but I would really recommend against it. It's just easier to run. This guy here, I thought I was going to die, because I'm pretty sure he had a shotgun, and that pretty much spelled instant death. How I didn't get killed by the carrier form just there blowing up, I'll never know. Drop down here, activate your camo, jump over here, just in case any flood forms are running. You're going to have 2 gold sentinels there. They're going to be fighting a few of the flood forms, so I was scared they were going to see me, so jump up here. And then you want to shoot this flood form so he starts to charge at you. And you want to run up this slip, like not the slip, this ramp sort of thing. And then you just want to jump off, activate your camo so the flood, they lose sight of you. Boom, you through that point just there. Sometimes flood can spawn around the corner. And remember, if you get a checkpoint, and you can sort of, then you'll be able to sort of know. The room might take you a few attempts, but then at least you'll know how to get through it, so you'll know when all the floods spawn. You can sort of develop your own tactic. Here, waiting for my camo to recharge, waiting for this guy to make sure he's out of the way, and then we're going around here. This is the room where the skull is in. It's right above us now. It's around there. And what you want to do is you kind of want to play a bit stealthy. Move through here. I get spotted in just a second. If you do, you want to serpentine just by moving the analog stick from left to right to avoid the fire. It's entirely possible to actually get through these 3 rooms without getting spotted at all. If you do start to get spotted, turn a corner, activate your camo. I find I forget when I'm playing as the Arbiter that I have my camo on some of the time, which is good, especially if you need to line up a sniper shot very, very quickly. So here we're moving through. Don't worry about shooting that sentinel, even though he's showing up as an enemy on your crosshair. He's pretty friendly. He's not going to do anything to you. Keep on running through, keep an eye on your motion tracker just in case you're being followed. Jump up and over here, turn to the left, and then you want to start shooting the stack. Do a 180, which you always should do before you go down these, especially if you've been in a room with enemies, to make sure you're not being followed, because obviously one back smack is going to spell death for you. Jump down here, and you're going to be in this room, and then you want to move just around to the right here. Pick up that energy sword. I forgot to do so. Activate the terminal, get yourself an achievement. That's terminal number 8. Load back to the Master Chief collection, and yeah, make sure you pick up that energy sword that's just there, because you're going to need it. It just makes things a lot easier. So here what we're doing, just shoot the other stack, and then we're going to jump down, and then the next room you're going to have a bunch of Covenant and Flood. They're going to be fine out, and we're going to walk straight through the crossfire and down onto the other stack. This time we're going to use our Covenant Carbine to activate the stack, and this again might take you a few attempts. It took me only 1. Obviously I've done this level is actually flawless, and it's my only flawless mission run in Halo 2 so far. So get your carbine out. I just hide here. I charge forward, spraying with my carbine. The stack opens, activate your camo, and boom, you fall down. I took hardly any damage there. I was really surprised at that. So you might take more damage. You might even die a few times. But it's just best to do what I did there. Charge forward with your carbine, firing. Then as soon as you can, activate your camo. Chances are the two factions might be sort of more interested in killing each other. Now we're just going down this slide here. Boom, do a slide jump, propel yourself forward, and then boom, you're going to be on the outside. You're going to do walk for... I must have forgot to edit this part out. I feel like a complete idiot now. Let's see if I can do something about it now. And there we go, sorry about that, I must have forgot to edit that part out. I feel like a bit of an idiot. And then this is the point where I realised I've forgotten to pick up the energy sword, because normally what I'll do is I would just charge forward. Now if you forget to pick up the energy sword as well, don't worry, just do what I do here. You want to walk around, and then you just want to jump over onto the right hand side, because I kind of developed this tactic on the fly, because I remember this guy was patrolling. Activate your camo, move into this corner just here, and if you wait long enough, there's going to be some elites spawn. And then he's being chased by one guy with an energy sword, so that's good. I'm not too sure if the flood form with the energy sword, if he's randomly spawned or if he will always spawn. But also some at least they drop in here. Move up, take the energy sword which he dropped over your plasma rifle. You don't want to switch out the carbine, and now you want to move forward. Any flood forms you can sword instead of carbining, make sure you do, because obviously that stops them coming back to life if they've or being reanimated by any infection forms. But other than that, just sort of stay back, because they're still pretty good shots even though you've got allies. Take out the carrier forms as often as possible. Use their kind of their detonation thing to your advantage. I did think about maybe putting the boom skull on, but then I thought about the room you have to run through, where like I developed the tactic on the fly earlier, where I kind of hid from the flood. I didn't know how they saw me. That they didn't see me, sorry. And there were so many carrier forms in there, so I thought, no, I best not just put the boom skull on. Throw a grenade down there. I like to put it in classic graphics just here, just so you can see down the tunnel. Watch out for the needlers. They'll tear you to pieces. Remember, you take damage in Halo 2 from when the needle hits you and from when it explodes, which is really irritating. It's actually it's very OP in this game. I actually really like the Halo 4 variant of the needler. I think it's kind of got a good balance of it. It's not too powerful. The tracking is just right, especially if you fire in a straight line, which I really like it. People might disagree with me, but whatever. I'm entitled to my own opinion. Now you're on the home stretch. This point really, really easy. I'm going to stop my commentary in just a second, guys. Stick both these shade turrets here, because the elites there, especially the Admiral guy, I can't remember his name, he's got a sword, so he's going to be much more effective to you running around up. Also, pretty sure he's invulnerable as well, so he can't die. So it's instead of having him on the turret, we're going to have him jumping around, walking around with his sword. Yeah, easy. This point is really easy. Stay up here, shoot, and if you want to run down, start swording into people, by all means go ahead. You'll see me start searching around and start looking down a hole, throwing grenades down it, and you'll see there's a red dot on my motion tracker. I thought that the game had fucked up and not spawned someone, or they hadn't come up, but it actually hasn't. There was two guys, flood forms, that were stuck. One of them actually had a rocket launcher, which you'll see in just a second. So there is going to be at least one flood form with a rocket launcher. So it's you want to sort of keep your eye on it. You'll obviously see him, but he's probably going to take a shot at you. So I would probably recommend staying up here for a little bit, then jumping back down and using your sword to take out everyone else. As always, people, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Quarantine Zone coming out next.